And we're back, guys. Coco Gauff, the future of tennis, taking on Elisabetta. This is going to be a good match. Now, Coco does own the head to head. She's beat her a couple times. Actually, she beat her this year. They just played. And that was a pretty lopsided match. Coco handed out a breadstick the first set in Dubai, second set 7-5. They played a couple years ago in Mexico. I called that match, gave the prediction. She had some low odds on that one. The first set went to a tiebreak, and Coco would win it 6-3. So Coco owns the head to head against Elisabetta to love, and this is going to be a match here where she's going in here. She should be confident, but she's disciplined. So I don't think she'll take anything for granted. In the words of Iga. Now, how's Coco doing? Listen, Coco's having a quiet good year. She won the first tournament of the season in Auckland. And listen, guys, she's 28 and 8, and we all know of the 8 matches, 6 of them have gone 3 sets. Coco's not an easy fight, and of those 6, she was literally up, and I want to say 5 of them leading in the third set. But what happened? I'm going to tell you what happens with Coco, right? So Coco, first of all the ladies in the top 10, she's clearly shown she's the nicest, the sweetest, right? This is why Coco has lost 6 of her 8 matches in the third set when she was up and leading. Coco has the talent to literally blast anyone off of the court. She's got the fastest serve at a lot of these tournaments. She has the best defense, the best athletic ability, the best raw speed. And what Coco does a lot is when she's up in these matches, she's still young. That's what we have to understand. She was just a teenager a couple months ago. Now she's 20. Is when she's up in a lot of these matches, and I'm talking about third set matches, tough opponents, because I mean her losses have come to the best of the best, right? Is she starts to manage the game. She starts to manage her service games. And this is where if I were coaching Coco, I would make it clear. Do not switch when you're up in the third set, or even any time in the match that's a close match, you're up a break, and all you need to do is serve to hold on. Stop playing conservative. Coco gets conservative, and in case you haven't noticed, she starts to try and manage the game, right? Whereas when you're playing against someone that's down a set, they're down a break, whatever the case may be, it's the third and final set, and you're up a break, all you need to do is hold on. That player gets an urgency to step up, be aggressive, because now they have nothing to lose, right? They're already down a break in the third set. If their opponent holds, they lose. So they have to get more aggressive. In the words of football talk, they have to start throwing more Hail Marys. And I say it all the time, the toughest thing to do in a professional tennis match is hold on. Why? Because your opponent gets more aggressive. So what Coco's doing, and I watch a lot of footage, I'm telling you guys, I watch footage all day. What Coco was doing in those matches is she started to switch and go from being very aggressive and defensive minded and attacking, that's the key, attacking, to managing the game. Now, for example, if you want to know, if you're not familiar with what that means, take a look at football. A team is up, let's say 2 scores in the fourth quarter. They get the ball. They're going to start managing the game, being aware of the clock. So you'll see a lot more runnage plays, a lot more, I'm sorry, you'll see a lot more run plays from scrimmage as opposed to passing, because you want the clock running. You don't want the clock to get stopped for an incomplete pass. You don't want to create a turnover. Interception is more likely than a fumble. So you start to manage the game. But the thing with tennis, look, these players are the team. They are the athlete. They are the franchise. In football, you can defer the responsibility. Hand it to a running back. As long as they do their job, you exit with the win. Tennis, it's an individual sport. The player is the franchise. The player is the superstar. So you can't necessarily You can't necessarily manage the game, in my opinion, when you're up, especially in the third set. Continue to be aggressive, continue to attack, because the minute you start to manage the game, that aggressiveness from your opponent, where they're not caring anymore, right? They have nothing to lose. It starts to shift the momentum and the rhythm that you built up. When you start managing a game in tennis, that rhythm and momentum slows down. This is why you see players, they can be up 4-love and then lose the next five service games, because now they start to manage the game, trying to finish the set and close it out. They forgot what they were doing to get there in the first place. Playing aggressive, showing your opponent that you're better than them in these exchanges. Now they slow down, they get more aggressive, and then their opponent gets back in because they see the level drop, they raise theirs, they play more aggressive, and now you have a match. That's the reason for those losses on some of those 3-set leads that she's had. Now Elisabetta is playing amazing. She's playing beautiful, guys. She's beat some of the best players in the world to get here, and she's hot right now. Right? She's on a 3-match win streak. Beatrice Haddad, one of the best, tallest players to beat you from inside the baseline. Christina Buxa, amazing defensive player. She gets balls back, coached by her father. And Ludmilla, who I said she's a great player. She's going to be representing the Russians at the Olympics, but she gets tired. I think she has knee issues. Okay, her range isn't all that great. She's going to the drop shot more. That's been working. That's been effective. So the way Elizabeth is playing, I can see why she could beat someone like Ludmilla. We clearly see why she can beat Beatrice and Buxa. But the question is, can she beat Coco? Elisabetta, over the course of her last 10 matches, she's won 6. Renata Zarazoa, good clay player, right? Kabaj, Bai from China, who's solid and strong. Can she beat Coco's the question. I don't think so. We're going to take Coco to win this match. Even though Elisabetta is playing very well with her ankles, she's stepping up good. She's playing clean tennis, not making that many mistakes. I think Coco's athletic ability is just a little too much. Right? Elisabetta last time out against Ludmilla forced Ludmilla into 4 double faults. She got 75% of her first serves in play, Elisabetta that is, and won 73% of them. Elisabetta won 85% of her second serve. Converted 4 for 7 on break points. She dominated Ludmilla. But the question is, can she play fast as Coco and keep up with her? I don't think so. Remember Mira Andreeva, who, by the way, 2 more wins. She'll be representing the Olympics for Russia, knocking out Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. She's got a chance to do that. Mira does. But remember what Mira said. Coco's too fast. She's too fast for me. Yes, guys. Fastest player on tour. Now, Coco did have 4 double faults against Diana. I guess it's a good thing when she's back to her average. She averaged nearly 4 double faults last season. As long as she's not double digits, I think the progress is starting to show. She won 73% of her first serves, 52% of her second. She attacked the heck out of Diana. That's right, 5 for 11 on break points, and she had her beat pretty bad, headed towards a bagel in the first set, got complacent in the second. She cannot relax against Elisabetta because Elisabetta is going to continue to bring the pressure. But the pick here, the official pick, Cory Coco Gauff, the future of tennis, to win this match. I told you she was my pick to make the quarters, or, to win, of course, make the quarters, but she was my pick to win her quarter and make the semifinal match. Tennis in a minute. Get your popcorn. This is it, guys.